Last time we left off, Ray and I just finished most of the climbing for the day and took a nice long descent down to get dinner at a supermarket. That means we essentially just did an 80-kilometer ride with a 3% average gradient to this point. And by the time we were done dinner, it was after 7 p.m., which means we were 9.5 hours into the ride and it was getting dark. Luckily, it was mostly downhill and flat compared to the first part of the day, so yeah, we had to get going quick. We definitely still had a long night ahead of us.
Alright, we got 40 more miles. Definitely gonna do some night gravel, but we definitely ate some yakisoba. Whoa! Did you just go over that glass? I think they were like tiles.
Yeah, tiles. That could be bad.
Yeah, that could have been bad.
Tiles fill in a pothole.
Yeah, who thought of that?
Oh my god! Freshly paved cycleway.
There was a lot of roadworks during this section, so luckily there wasn't too much traffic.
The road just ended, so we gotta walk across. We are back on the gravel. Now for what, the last 30 miles? Seems like it's gonna be all gravel and 2,000 feet of climbing. And then we're in Girona for maybe the dumbest gravel ride I've ever done. Yeah, some random castle. It's huge.
They converted it to housing.
Weird, like, old city that's been like newly developed.
Yeah.
I've never seen a castle divided into condos. Look at how dark it is. There's literally no lights.
Attention road perils, no crossings. I guess just take it slow. Oh, we can kind of go over here. It's a river. I think we have to go up on these rocks. There's a bridge. Okay, this is where having a light bike is handy. Yeah, you just walk across these giant rocks and there's a platform on top of the bridge structure.
Oh, yeah. I guess it's not that bad.
No, yeah, it's just watch your step for sure. Yay!
This is the problem with having an extremely heavy bike.
Okay, I think we still have to walk this section here. It's pretty loose. This is what we are up to at 8:44 p.m. I think we just have to go up. What? I can help with the bike once I get up here. There may or may not be thorny bushes. Is there a part I can grab? Okay.
Oh, and back to gravel. Okay. Some night gravel descent.
Making good time on this gravel. Hitting 22 on the straight stuff. But it's really not that bad. With the lights, you can see the potholes from a mile away. A lot easier to anticipate. We've got grass now. I'd rather grass than sand though, I suppose. Oh, geez, these are chunky rocks. What the heck? How's this not a climb? Literally lifting the front end. If this was raining, oh my god, it'd be muddy. I would definitely have taken the train back at that town.
Yeah.
If we made it that far.
Yeah,
There's no point in suffering through this.
But this has every point in suffering.
Exactly.
Yeah, sometimes you just realize you're doing human constructed things. But then again, that's like everything.
Yeah.
Why am I doing such a dumb project? I'm working a job for this fake money that buys things.
Yeah, I could just live in a cave.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even like some places in the world are that expensive to live.
We're gonna go through the grass?
What?
Yet again, more Hincapie. I like how we're just like, what is that? Just get enough momentum, I guess.
Got it?
Yep. Oh shit!
I can.
It's a downhill. That's
I
kind of scary.
help.
It's okay. I think I'm alright.
No.
Oh. Woo!
Good.
Shake it off.
Make sure nothing is bent on the bike.
Yeah, that's a good call. Ow. Who made this route? This is a crazy route. Really saving the best for last. Do you feel like your relationship has changed after you got married?
No. Not really, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so much for paved 4% grade. What the heck is this? What the heck is this? Oh. Literally like a tractor just came up and pushed all that dirt in our way. Thank you, sir. We're gonna go on the side. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. What? You must be tired. Slept at 2? Okay, that's good. And we still have like 30 something, almost 40K. It's gonna be like this though, but flatter? It's gonna be gravel though. I have a feeling.
There's no more
I just think it's very up and down on the Strava to be just tarmac.
Yeah. I am tired and a little hungry.
We're I think just 10 p.m. now. 9:58, 12 hours and 47 minutes elapsed time. 9.8 kilometers average speed, 125 kilometers. Probably another 20K to go. Definitely before 12. If no mechanicals, fingers crossed.
The last, whatever, 10-15 miles, I don't even know. Hopefully all tarmac, because that was nasty. Yeah, I think so. You get on C25.
Oh, what is this?
More gravel.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
That was loud.
Yeah, it was loud as hell. I was like, are we?
It didn't even sound like a train.
I was like, are we about to die? Last little bit into town. Cool.
Woo! Something smells good. Biscotti factory? What the heck?
God bless the golden arches.
What the bold pork? Is it supposed to be pulled pork?
I think so, yeah.
But I see bacon. I don't see pulled pork.
It's this general direction anyways.
If we keep getting lost, I'll be able to do like 100 miles.
God damn it.
Let me do some circles here.
100 meters, turn right.
Hey,
Google-
gravel, it's not over.
Google Maps just knows.
And that was the end of the ride. We checked into the hotel at around 1 a.m. after doing a couple loops behind the hotel to get 100 miles. It would have otherwise ended up at 158 kilometers, which is unfortunate. You can see some of our stats here. So 12 hours moving time, 16 hours total elapsed time. So meaning we spent 4 hours just sitting around, eating, not moving. Obviously, we weren't trying to break any speed records. It is good to know how long a ride like this takes so you can kind of keep track of what you can handle next time, so you can plan for different types of trips in the future.
Recording of this nice dust patina on the ride. Definitely a few extra gashes after that ride. But yeah, just a lot of smaller ones as well, but nothing really penetrated. Yeah. Dusty, dusty, dusty. So many bikes. Wow. It's like a theater.
The day after was a rest day where we just ate a lot. We visited some famous and cool bike shops. This one's Velodrome.
It's closed today.
Yeah, we just cycled around, also checked out Eat, Sleep, Cycle. I posted the day before on YouTube just saying that we were heading to Girona, and Stu, one of the subscribers on this channel, messaged us saying that we should have let him know because he could have hosted us for the night. But I replied back and said that it'd be cool to meet up anyways. And then, yeah, we just chatted a bit. And yeah, he did offer to host us for the night after because we only booked 2 nights of the 3 nights we were staying in Girona. So yeah, thanks again, Stu.
Ooh, big place. Oh, look at this. It's like a Siamese cat. Oh, so soft, you.
Dropped off some luggage, and we decided to head off on a bike ride to Lake Banyoles. It was around 57 kilometers.
Wow, the greenery on the underpass is nice. Back on some gravel.
Like the best organs in the world are in Brazil because there's so many motorcycles. Yeah, we get over the Pyrenees and you just see the trails. It looks really awesome over there.
Missed the peak sunflowers. Would be nice.
At one point, we were on a shoulder of a highway and we got a bit separated. I waited for a while off one of the highway exits and tried to text the others, but apparently Vodafone in the UK was down for a few hours, and somehow I lost reception in Spain. Eventually, I headed off and finished the last 10 kilometers at Velodrome so I could get some Wi-Fi to let them know I was still alive. We had a lot of time to kill before dinner, so just went to a lot of bike stores as well. Our original plan was to cycle back to Barcelona on this day. My flight was 9 p.m. at night, so there was plenty of time. But the weather was a bit iffy, and I felt I didn't really get the full Girona cycling experience.
Getting out of the city, doing a 70-kilometer ride on the last day in Girona / Spain.
It's way more peaceful than yesterday's. There's like, I think we saw one car in the entirety of the 10-kilometer climb.
Is that Girona? anything.
We took all our bags and gear with us since we didn't know when we would be coming back and didn't want to bother Stu. But the weather ended up being great. Not too hot, some clouds to keep the sun off, and no rain.
Arrow tuck. Yeah.
When we approached the second climb, I saw a group of roadies approach us, and I wanted to kind of keep ahead of them for a bit. Eventually, we let off the gas and they passed us.
Yo, we gotta hop on the train.
I'll see you at the top. I'll see you at the top.
Goodbye.
Eventually got a bit steeper, so I thought they would take off, so I waved them off. But as I rounded the corner, I realized they also slowed down, so I ended up catching them.
I was chatting to those German guys up there for a few minutes, cycling up this, I guess, 7% grade. I waved them goodbye thinking they'd just blast up the hill, but I caught up and chatted. Always a surprise with a bike like this when you can catch them. Yeah, cool guys, just here to vacation cycle a week in Girona. They're from Germany. He'll wait up for Ray at one of these outlooks. I don't know what these are, but they're kind of delicious. They're so ripe. Red ones falling on the ground now. Can't be poisonous, right, if it's sweet. Waiting for Ray.
When Ray caught up, we also met an older couple from the US who have been bike touring for over a month in the area.
Do you think the older couple from San Diego we just evangelized folding bikes to? Do you think they'll get folding bikes?
Yeah, I think I sold them on a Brompton maybe.
It folds and doesn't need SNS couplers and was half the weight of their surly, their SNS coupled surly long haul truckers. I mean, I think it's a good argument.
I guess it depends how much gear they're touring with. Left Aero Tuck 48, 51, 53, 54, 57. Come on. Come on. Get lower. It's over.
If we had more time, this would have been a great ride to do over a day. Just stop at a few cafes, maybe extend the ride a bit. But we had to get back to Girona before 3 p.m. for an important meeting, so no time to waste at cafes or looking at old buildings.
Huh?
No drafting?
Oh yeah, I could draft. I feel like we have like a tailwind.
Yeah, at the moment.
What's up?
Headwind sucks.
But we made it back to Girona before 3 p.m. with enough time to change out of our lycra into some more party pace appropriate clothing to meet the legends Russ and Laura from Pathless Pedaled. They had just gotten back from Bespoke in Dresden, so glad they made time to have some food and chat bikes. Russ even showed us his black snow mini velo cargo bike, but didn't have time to give it a ride since we had to catch a rideshare back to Barcelona. Unfortunately, our rideshare canceled on us because they just weren't sure about fitting 2 folding bikes in the trunk of the Tesla. If it was just me with the Brompton, I just wouldn't have even mentioned it was a bike and just packed it up and it would have been fine. Luckily, there's plenty of trains heading back to Barcelona.
See you guys. Bye.
On the way to the train station, I found some recycling cardboard on the side of the road and decided to just pack up my bike.
Found some cardboard by the train station. Gonna quickly pack this up.
Unfortunately, this was an abrupt end to Ray and I's adventure together since I had to catch the high-speed train to get back to the airport in time, and apparently, unless Ray bags his bike, they won't accept it on the high-speed train. Rideshare canceling might have been for the better, since if we took that instead, I would have had to look for packing material when I got to Barcelona. But yeah, just happy I had the bike completely packed for the flight and I could pretty much just relax all the way to the airport. And once again, so glad my bike only weighs about 7.2 kilograms. When I got to Barcelona, I decided to haul this package around for several hundred meters to transfer train stations. Even if you had a normal Brompton and wanted to travel like this, the extra 5 kilograms when you're lugging it around on your shoulder with those thin Dipla straps would tire you out real quick. Overall, there's not much I would have done differently on the trip. Some people are like, oh, why don't you do this on a G-line with the 20-inch wheels? But actually, I found this bike, the 60-inch, like perfectly fine. Like we weren't aiming to go super fast anyways. And then having the 20-inch or like gravel-ready tires on such a long ride will probably make it super tiring on like long paved stretches or like some of the other riding we were doing throughout the day, like 70 kilometers on paved roads going up mountains. I don't think the G-line is really geared that well for it. I think in the future, if I do this again, I would want to try like the Schwabe Marathon All Motions. Those have a bit more grip and are just as wide. I actually did order a set of these Chinese 16-inch gravel looking tires that seem to have a bit more grip, so I'll try those eventually as well. Yeah, saddle. So yeah, even after those long rides, like I didn't really have any saddle pain. I did wear padded shorts, just kind of decathlon ones, I believe, which I quite like because they're not like the suspender bib things, so it makes just regular travel touring a lot easier. Pretty happy gearing overall. I'm glad I stuck with the 42 because I've been thinking about maybe changing to something higher. But yeah, it was perfectly fine with the 21 in the rear here. The front disc brakes were super handy because like when you're on like smaller wheels, you do have to control your speed a lot more. But if I was riding down those steep descents, constantly riding the brakes using regular cable actuated disc brakes or caliper brakes, it would have been a lot more tiring. So yeah, the hydraulics were definitely great for that. And they stop really well in case you need to do an emergency stop. Yeah, the one thing I mentioned previously in the video was that the quick release mechanism, essentially this axle, the titanium axle, was like significantly worn from the dust that got into the already somewhat loose pedal. When I did the previous video about an update on the upgrade of this bike, I already mentioned that the pedal was a bit loose, and then I guess that just let in more grit, and the gravel and the dust did not help over 100 miles. So yeah, I just replaced it. I asked on Facebook like what pedal people recommend, and everyone said MKS, but I kind of refuse to believe that the only pedal that is decent is like MKS. So I tried another AliExpress one. It's very similar to the Isofix I previously had, except it's a steel axle instead of titanium. So I'm hoping that the harder wearing steel means that it'll last longer. And I think like on this trip, we weren't, or at least I wasn't that tired because a lot of the fatigue comes from climbing. But I feel like in our situation, we were climbing so slow due to the terrain that you could barely like overexert yourself. So like the power output that we were putting out was quite low due to how technical the terrain was, which is a good thing I feel like, because didn't really feel too tired the next day. So that was great. I'll just bring the camera over. So since coming back, actually, I guess I'll just do a quick update. I changed the fender, so I just 3D printed these carbon fiber nylon fenders. It actually fits quite nicely and looks way better than my previous flappy plastic one. I'm still printing the front fender. This carbon one's nice, but I can do lighter. Yeah, probably save 50 grams on the front fender as well, even though this one's already quite light. We'll see how that works, because this one is quite stiff, which is good since I don't use any stays on this, it's just attached to the front here. And I just got this light here, which is quite nice because it has a top adapter, so I can put my bike GPS up here. Yeah, so I made this adapter that angles the GPS computer a bit because the light is angled down slightly. I look forward to using this because, yeah, it gives you a bit more handlebar space. I can remove this now. And then this is for the camera. Still rocking the V1 titanium front carrier block. Actually, all the ones that I've made are almost ready to ship. Unfortunately, they sent me the wrong size titanium bolts, so I'm just waiting for those to send out. But yeah, all 6 of them here. Actually, I already got a decent quote on the titanium bits, the brackets, I guess, that fit the carbon rack. If I do end up selling it, I feel like I'm going to have to 3D print it maybe out of aluminum instead, because yeah, the titanium just costs quite a bit more versus aluminum. Yeah, we'll see if there's a demand for that, because I do quite like the way this rack works. And thanks again for watching, and I'd just like to say it's been cool to be able to meet people like Ray and Stu to go on these bike adventures just for making YouTube videos. And so yeah, thanks again for the support and allowing me to make cool projects like this titanium front carrier block I showed a few weeks ago that's already sold out. And yeah, I'll keep making these projects and videos, and hopefully that's something you guys are interested in. And if so, like and subscribe, and leave a comment below to let me know what else you want to see. Thanks again.